Hello, YouTube. It's me, East, and I'm back again, this time with a mechanical analysis spreadsheet video for you, with a larger camera than normal because we're going to use some real-life props. Today, we're talking about Hades 2, rewards, and bags. Let's get into it. Have you ever wondered how the game decides what rewards you get? Oftentimes in discords or discussions with people, I hear complaints like, "Oh, I don't get the boon in Oceanus, I only get the ashes," or "Oh, fields, I don't know what to do with the different rewards," or "How does Aphira even work?" Well, you're gonna find out today. Encounter rewards, shown as icons on doors, floors, and even the wheels of ships, are contained in a series of bags. This video will talk about those bags, how they empty and are refilled, as well as other fun facts you can tell all your friends about. But first, let's talk about some credits for the information. This is from an original Discord thread. It was created by Kalobi, I'm not sure, in the Hades Speed Court. So thanks to them and kudos. And of course, the updated information that I have right here on my screen that I'll be reading off of, as well as inspiration for the video, was from Hippo on the Hades Speed Court. Hippo will no doubt have tons of corrections for things that I get wrong over the course of this video with my reckless explanation. But we're doing it all in one take, baby, so let's keep going. So, first, let's talk about pulling a find from the bag. So, a set of rewards are shown on a door. When that happens, the game pulls a number of rewards from the appropriate bag, either of minor or major finds, depending on your run progress, which is an internal value that the game tracks, and the rules of the biome that you're in. Different biomes like Erebus, Aphira, etc. can have some different rooms and requirements, and that leads to the rewards being shown on the doors. So let's talk about bags. The first bag we're going to talk about, I believe I have right here in front of me. Yes, it is the General Reward Bag. This reward bag applies to everything you get in Erebus, Oceanus, Fields, the start of Aphira and its mid-boss, as well as Thessaly and Mount Olympus. This bag starts with a number of delicious major finds in it. So, I go into a room, I see that a boon is showing on it. And so the game has pulled the boon out of the bag. Delicious god boon. Yes. Now, the important thing that this visualization provides you with is that once the boon is taken, it is now out of the bag. It cannot be shown again. So if that was one of the 4 boons, as you can see, that are being offered, it'll go down to 3 boons. Or if it's a hammer, you no longer get offered a hammer, and so on. As major finds are shown on the door, they are removed from the bag. I'm gonna eat my chocolate now. Delicious Apollo boon. Now, once I've got a boon, items that were in this general bag are going to be unlocked. The requirement for them being shown is that you already have a boon. In the case of the Palm of Power, the boon must be palmable. So, Centaur Heart, Soul Tonic, Gold, and Palm, you'll notice they were on the previous list. Additionally, you can see even more of them now. So you may notice that after you get your first boon, you run into more Centaur Hearts, Soul Tonics, Gold, Palms, etc. You're not hallucinating. These actually are added, not added to, but unlocked additionally within the bag once you have a boon. There are other rewards within the bag that have certain special conditions. A good one to remember is Hermes and Daedalus hammers. These can never be shown as door options in areas in which they are purchasable in the Charon shop. So if the Charon shop is showing a hammer, you can't buy that hammer and then go take a hammer on a door. There just won't be a hammer on the door. There are some special rules as well. So for Hermes, you have to have not received a Hermes boon yet this biome, have, in future, and by biome, I mean Erebus, Oceanus, Fields, etc., etc. If you've already seen Hermes, already have a Hermes boon, can't be offered. Additionally, there are max numbers of Hermes boons you can have based on how far you are along in the run. This is also true for the Daedalus hammers. Once you take one, if the game knows you have a hammer in your inventory, and not from Experimental Hammer, the keepsake, you will not be offered a hammer again until you reach the third biome of the run, so either Mount Olympus for surface, or Fields for the underworld. Additionally, you can be offered Family Disputes. These are where you have 2 boons to choose from, and whichever one you don't take, you have to clear the encounter while being harassed by the god you didn't select. In order to qualify for a Family Dispute, you must have boons from 2 different gods, and also have not seen a Family Dispute in some time. It's like 7 runs. Path of Stars, of course, you can only see if you already have a Selene Hex. This is important to remember for a little bit later, because bags refill. So now we have the refill bag. So there are some conditions in which in which the doors need to offer you something, but the bag does not have those things in it. The best example would be I'm all out of god boons, and I'm looking at a mini-boss door. Mini-boss doors must offer you god boons. So in this case, the game goes, oh no, what do? I need to offer god boons, but I have no god boons. That is where the refill bag comes in. Take all the cool, awesome boons that are in the refill bag, go to the general bag, and we stick them inside. Now, it's important to note that that includes things like Daedalus hammers that you can't be offered if you don't already have if you're not in the third biome and you already have a hammer. I covered the rules for being offered a hammer. So the reason this is important is that if something is not eligible, it will remain in the bag when the bag is refilled, and other ineligible rewards can be added to it as well. Have you ever noticed in Fields or Mount Olympus, you get offered a Daedalus hammer pretty quickly? That's because this bag, if it's refilled multiple times, gets absolutely packed full of Daedalus hammers that couldn't be offered to you. As a result, you get offered a hammer pretty quickly in that third biome. So, some fun notes about the Arcana card Artificer. Artificer takes a minor find. Let me reach into my off-screen bag of minor finds that you'll see later. It'll take a minor find, something that we don't really want. We'll turn it into a major find, which is something we do want, usually. Artificer also pulls the major find out of the bag. So if you are keeping track of what's in the bag, Artificer will also pull things from it. So using Artificer early on the runs can trigger a bag to refill earlier than you might expect. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Artificer can also be used for this purpose to perform what I like to call the hammer trick. So as I've sort of roughly and poorly explained earlier, Daedalus hammers have specific conditions for how they can be offered to the player. So your bag can fill up with Daedalus hammers that can be offered to you. So if you're in Fields and you come across a minor find, just sitting on the ground, and you only have one hammer, even if a hammer is showing on the door, or is even showing on the ground for you to pick up, you can use Artificer, turn this minor find, potentially, into a Daedalus hammer. So it's a very powerful trick you can use to get more than 2 Daedalus hammers over the course of your run. There are other tricks to get multiple hammers, but let's keep this bag specific for the course of this video. Awesome. So, that's enough about the general bag. Let's talk about some of Hades 2's other bags. Pause the video for a second and think to yourself. Guess how many bags you think there might be in Hades 2. moving right along. We've got the minor finds bag. Minor finds. This is minor finds as they pertain to Erebus, Oceanus, the same biomes, except for fields, that the major find bag, the general bag that we talked about, pertains to. So, the minor finds are mostly filled with bones. They also have some nectar. Least amount is the nectar. And then I'm not sure why I did this in this order, but they also have ashes in them as well. The minor finds bag can tend to fill up, I believe, a little bit faster than the other ones, just because there's not that many options. It's worth noting that if you are playing a particular build that really wants nectar, for example, let's say we don't really want these bones, but we would love this nectar. So, you can only get 3 options from 2 doors. So you can never have the same reward showing on the door, right? You can never have the same minor find showing on both doors. So you can, if you see bones and ashes, you can re-roll the bones using your fated re-roll abilities, and you are likely to, in fact guaranteed to, roll into Nectar, if you wanted Nectar's ability to grant you a random palm upgrade, for example. Alright, that's enough about minor finds for now. Let's talk about minor finds for fields, which is a different bag altogether. Minor fields. The minor finds bag in fields has all of the same things that was in the minor finds bag previously. However, they also add, if you're eligible, mini Path of Stars. You have to have a hex in order to do this. Mini gold, mini centaur hearts, mini soul tonics, armor, and food. It's a wide variety of things. It should be noted, these minor finds are not able to be converted via Artificer. They are different, bewildering minor finds. Cannot be understood by the Artificer card. Ha! Alright, moving right along. We have the Tartarus reward bag. Tartarus! Tartarus has lots of high-powered goodies. This bag starts with triple gold, triple palm. Of course, for triple palm, you must have a palmable boon. 3 different god boons, family disputes, a huge Path of Stars, and that's not a typo. You see, I've listed hammer twice. There is 1 hammer, and I'm going to turn over to my data right here. Yes, so there's 1 hammer that gets offered if you have no hammers picked up, and 1 hammer that gets offered if you have exactly 1 hammer picked up. So you may notice, if you're taking a lot of detour rooms in Tartarus, that you may see hammer being offered on the door multiple times over the course of your run. These can also refill, depending on the circumstances and how many times you re-roll the doors. The Summit reward bag, which is different than the Tartarus bag. Not in Tartarus. Summit. Summit is slightly more restrained with what it's offered. Again, there are 2 hammers. Summit. Ah. Yeah, triple palm of power, only 2 boons, so this, with rerolls, is more likely to refill. Big Path of Stars, and 2 hammers, triple palm, boon. Pretty straightforward stuff. This is, of course, fairly endgame in Summit, so you're not likely to have many rerolls to go through, but if you did, you'd be able to reroll from here. Okay, what bag do we have next? Oh god, Aphira. Oh lord. Okay, Aphira alert. Okay, how many bags? Bags. Okay. Aphira has 3 bags in it. I don't know why. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but Aphira has not 1, has not 2, but it has 3 bags. Let's start, and you might be thinking, oh, at this point, well, that kind of makes sense, right? Because Aphira has this hub world where you could choose a lot of things, so, like, that would have a bag, and then maybe, there'd be a second bag for, like, only the minor find stuff, and maybe there'd be another bag only for, like, the major find stuff in the side rooms. Close but wrong. The bags work so weirdly. So, you're almost right. Aphira bag, number 1, Aphira bag. This is the bag that contains the hub world, but not the mid-boss. The mid-boss uses, where is it? The mid-boss uses the general bag. But the other stuff uses a Fira Bag 1. It's got like a bunch of stuff in it. These are really nice major finds, boons, that kind of stuff. You know how it works, right? That's the Fira Bag 1. Okay, so you'd think there'd be a bag where only the minor finds could go into it, right? No, that's not how it works. Instead, we get a Fira Bag 2. A Fira Bag 2 has both like the good stuff for the good rooms and the bad stuff for the bad rooms. And we know this because you can get a room that has side room, not main room in a Fira, only side room, doors that open up, right? In those doors, in those rooms, you can get nothing, no encounter, and it will be either something you don't really want or something you do. Entirely randomized. Right, so this is like a bag full of stuff. It's got good stuff and bad stuff, and whether or not you get the good stuff or the bad stuff is determined by whether or not you get a good encounter or a bad encounter, but it all comes from the same bag. I don't know why it does that. And then there's another one. Another bag. A Fira Bag number 3 can only be the good ones. It can only be good stuff. Only be good stuff. Speaking of only good stuff, make sure you like and subscribe and tell all your friends about the video. You can find content like this and other playthroughs of the game on twitch.tv/east_25. Now back to the video. A Fira has a third bag, and it doesn't entirely make sense, because you could just use a Fira Bag 2 to determine the same stuff you would get from a Fira Bag 3. So why are there two? Why is this like this? Okay, that's it for a Fira, I think. Yes. Important to remember all of that. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, we've covered Erebus, we've covered Fields, we've covered Oceanus, we've covered Olympus, we've covered Thessaly, Summit, Tartarus. Well, that must be it. There must be no more bags. We're out of bags. What if I told you there was a secret bag? So mysterious, so dank, that no one in game has ever opened it before. The secret bag. Ah! The secret dank bag. This bag is never used. It contains many things, such as palm slices, armor, elements, mini centaur hearts, 2 of which completely empty. Some of these things are also contained within a Fira Bag, not a Fira Bag 2, not a Fira Bag 1. Wait, yes, a Fira Bag 2 contains these. However, they are also separate from any other minor finds that could be transformed with Artificer. They are simply a secret, unopened bag, forever doomed. And that's it for our video about rewards and bags. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've already done the plug for the YouTube channel, so I won't be doing that. A big thank you again, especially to Kalobi and Hippo for their information in the Discord thread. And feel free to give comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, see you later.